And no real rain chances through the next 7+ days.
Good.
So we'll stay dry. We've had most of our drought eroded away, thankfully, with what had been a very wet start to the year, but at least for the near future, no rain in the forecast. And actually, the warming trend will continue over the next couple of days. We're under clear skies now. However, humidity has been gradually coming up. Those clear skies may start to allow some what we call radiational fog develop later in the night. At the moment, visibilities are fine. No one really reporting any visibility issues, down to 4 mile at Galliano, but elsewhere not really much of a concern. However, models indicating as we continue well after midnight but going toward daybreak, we'll start to see that fog likely on both sides of the lake. As the temperatures are able to cool down to the dew points, which are now much higher, we'll see the fog form. Could be an also issue for Wednesday night going into early Thursday morning. At the moment, though, good visibility, not really an issue over the next several hours. 56 degrees, our current reading, with a dew point of 52. So humidity coming up rapidly with those dew points now in the 40s and 50s. Yesterday, dew points had been in the 20s and 30s. So the humidity's kind of quickly coming back. Temperatures, though, are in the 40s and low 50s and likely not going to cool down a dramatic deal more than we are at the moment. That is obviously not the dew point at Bogalusa. We're generally in the upper 40s and low 50s, and the temperatures are about the same. So not going to cool down much more, but as we get closer to that dew point, that's when the humidity skyrockets over 95%, and we'll likely start over 90%, and we'll really start to see the fog developing. Light winds, but out of the south, and as we've said time and time again, being on the Gulf Coast, it doesn't take much to see that more humid air move in, and also some slightly warmer air. What's really going to help warm us up over the coming days is this very well-defined upper level ridge. That sent temperatures across Texas and the plains during the day today. Obviously not the same during the evening hours, but upper 70s and low 80s. I don't think we're going to get quite that warm here, as the upper ridge, as it pushes farther to the east, is actually going to kind of flatten out a bit. So it's not going to be as strong. I think sending more of us into the lower 70s, mid 70s by Thursday, and then kind of an upper troughing feature that will help push some slightly cooler but more so dry air back into the area for the coming weekend. Cold air is staying well to our north, so we will see a little bit of a drop in our temperatures, more so a reintroduction of the dry air for the weekend. This weekend looking fantastic. Upper ridging, bit stronger, starts to develop as we head into early next week before another sweeping front pushes through by midweek. So ups and downs of our temperatures will continue within the next 7 to 10 days. That's putting us right into the start of March. So highs today, 70, 71 degrees. Tomorrow and Thursday, more lower to mid 70s. They'll come down, notice, not dramatically so for the weekend. What we'll see more than anything this weekend is the bringing back of the drier air. So this weekend looking fantastic and a lot of sunshine. Then really warming up with that stronger ridge before another big cool down on the way as we head toward the end of next week. We're under clear skies now, high pressure dominant. Different story out across the west. That atmospheric river bringing in the flooding rains from basically almost Victoria, Canada, all the way down to the California Mexican coast, and with that heavy rainfall moving in, that has been leading to some flooding issues, and then where it gets into the mountain west, snowfall. This eventually is going to set up a cold front which will move our way. Nothing though compared to the rains that we have seen out west. In fact, for us, maybe an isolated shower or two later in the day on Thursday, well in advance of our front, at least the leading edge of the front itself. This is really the cooler air, which won't start really moving in until later in the day Friday and then on into the weekend. And again, not dramatically cooler, I shouldn't say that. It's really more of the dry air that you'll feel the difference for this coming weekend. So tomorrow, Thursday, still very nice. A bit more humid though, with that onshore wind continuing. Breezy and less humid during the day Friday, and that will continue on into this coming weekend. High temperatures, as we said, will stay in the 70s, so even behind the cold front, just really drier air, nearing 80 degrees though by early next week before what is looking to be another front. This is kind of the transitional months, February into March, and so the ups and downs.
Spring.
So days will be near freezing and other days will be 80 plus.